What's going on, man? What is going on with these video game communities? It's not just Tekken. This video is about Tekken. But I feel like with Marvel Rivals, with Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. I mean, Mortal Kombat's been toxic for a while. Even games I don't play, but I know people who do play, like CS:GO and Valorant, League of Legends. What is with these toxic communities, bro? I mean, and it's not even. I don't want to hear nobody like, "Oh, it's just competition." No, no. There is a difference between competitive trash talk and just being, how should I say it in the right without going too far on my words. There's a difference between being like competitive trash talk and just being straight toxic. Like you come in the game toxic. Like Tech is dealing with that a lot lately. But like there was someone that said, I hate the community more than I hate the game, and he doesn't like the game at all. But he's like, man, at this point, I don't even blame the game. It's the people. He's like, maybe that's why I'm not enjoying Tekken 8. It's the people that I'm playing that in this community. I don't know what is with like people have some issues, personal issues. They want to bring it to the game. Like, what happened to just having a good time? Like, goodness gracious. Like I said, nothing wrong with competitive trash talk. That's not toxic. That's different. If you're sensitive to people trash talking you, like in a fun way, nothing like, disrespectful, then you probably just go to game chat. I mean, party chat. You're not meant for it. But we're far beyond that. Oh my goodness. It's left. Anyway, what's going on? Maybe y'all can let me know in the comment section because I've been watching from behind the scenes and I deal with it every now and then. I'm not a game chat person anymore. I used to be, but I realized that wasn't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It's, people get worse, and I'm like, all right, I would never went personal, but people get personal, especially if you winning, and they get real personal and start, it's a whole story. Y'all know what I'm talking about for those who've been in this stuff. But I'm interested in seeing what is going on with Tekken side, because right now in the fighting game community, and it's weird, I never thought I would say this, Tekken is worse than Mortal Kombat. Because Mortal Kombat's been terrible with the toxicity of the community. And having, I'll just keep it there. So I'm interested in seeing what is going on here with the community. This video is about 4 months old, but it's funny, it's still going on now. It's actually gotten worse. Because I heard about the negativity of Tekken some time ago, but it's gotten way worse now. Where people are making articles, there's videos, and all this other stuff. People are asking for bans of certain people because they're just too toxic. I'm like, goodness gracious. Can you get your controller, just have a good time? Like, my goodness. If you can't handle your mouth, then get off the mic, but that's your game. Do what you want. But I'm interested in seeing Tekken side. Wait, hold up. Shout out to Bugard MG. I'll put the original video in the description below. But maybe he has an answer. I haven't seen, well, obviously I haven't seen it, but don't know this channel, but I'll make sure to put the video in the description below. You can go check him out. But I'm interested in seeing what his take is. And let me know in the comment section when you're watching this with me. Is he right or wrong? And why? Anyway, let's see.
Tekken 8 has been through, let's be honest, Tekken 8 has been through a lot in its 10 months since release. There's been many problems, both inside and outside of the game. It honestly feels like the game's been out for far longer than 10 months with all the stuff we've been through. But at the end of the day, despite it all, we're all still here. The majority of us are still playing Tekken.
Yeah, I know how to shut it off for me. Like, I grew up in a huge trash talking era where it doesn't really affect me too much. Now I'm just baffled of how crazy people are going with it. Like I said, it's way past trash talk, but yeah, like I said, I'll go engage. I go party chat. You ain't gonna mess up my fun. I'm gonna have a good time. I'm not gonna stop playing Tekken. I actually want to learn. And by the way, I'm getting better with Steve. But I'm still here. Yeah, I'm still because nobody gonna stop me from having fun. I know how to get out of that situation.
Tekken community. Why is that? Well, I'd like to think that there's one thing that brings us all together. It might sound super obvious, but damn it, it's our love for Tekken. We love this game.
I love fighting games in general.
All the battle pass
I'm just now getting into Tekken, but like playing wise, but I love fighting games.
Any other game like it, and I've never had more fun playing a fighting game. That being said, it's pretty easy to see why there's been a huge surge of negativity since the game's release. Bandai Namco has messed up a lot and absolutely deserves the criticism they've been receiving. I have very vocally and very publicly criticized the game many times. I think the Battle Pass as a concept is horrible and should never be in a full price game like this. I think it's disappointing that they're reselling characters that were in Tekken 7 as DLC.
I said that before. I was like, people are not going to like that, especially, you know, after what happened with Season 1. And now, and I said this in Season 2, having question marks on your Season Pass, after having a history with Season 1 of just having recycled players coming in, people are not going to like that. People are not going to like that. Battle Pass, that doesn't bother me. You know, that's in video games, as long as it's not ridiculous. I don't know the pricing of it in tech because I haven't really looked into it. But as long as the pricing ain't ridiculous. I will say, though, I prefer Battle Passes being in games that are free. You know, it will make more sense for the dollar. But at the same time, that's not pay to win. I don't know the prices, so I'm not going to judge that. But you can just ignore it. It's not something that's needed. And I take that back. I did look at the Battle Pass once, and it had stuff that I didn't care for. I'm a Steve player, and ain't nothing for Steve that I would use, so I just moved on. But Battle Passes, I really don't have a big issue with that as long as it's not ridiculous price. And even if it is, just go and ignore it. As long as there's no pay-to-win stuff in there, which I seriously doubt in fighting games.
And should never be in a full price game like this. I think it's disappointing that they're reselling characters that were in Tekken 7 as DLC, especially in Lydia's case when we had to buy her like twice within 3 years. I hate the microtransactions. I think the ranked system is awful. The online in general is disappointing. And don't get me started on the recent stage not being included in the deluxe.
What's with the ranked system? I haven't played that much to understand what's the issue with rank. But online, yeah, I've bumped into a lot of people with terrible connections, and it kicked to the point where I don't know if it's them or the games, like, you know, their servers. Because it's gotten ridiculous. I was playing with Steve, and it was one match after another of terrible connections. I had to turn off my game to make sure it was my internet fine. Then it came out it was high bar, everything was good with my internet. So I'm like, okay, it can't be every player I'm facing has terrible internet. It must be the servers. So now that you brought that up, maybe it is the servers.
In 3 years. I hate the microtransactions. I think the ranked system is awful. The online in general is disappointing. And don't get me started on the recent stage not being included in the deluxe edition fiasco. Namco's made a ton of terrible
I said
choices,
that the stage should have been free.
They deserve to be criticized for it. They've
stage
dug their
is
own grave
ridiculous
as
to
far as I'm
charge, in my
concerned, and
opinion.
they deserve the constant hate as a company. Despite this, when it comes to the actual game of Tekken itself, not the publishing company, I think our criticism should come from a place of positivity, at least deep down. I love this game, and I genuinely want it to be the best it possibly can
But yeah,
be,
how some people
which is
be
why it's
responding,
so
like I
important for
said,
us
with
to
the
call out Namco's
toxicity,
predatory practices, and vocalize what we want to see change within the game.
the threats,
again, criticism is very important. And look at the impact
all
it's
this
had
other
already.
stuff they're doing. Like,
They
people are
actually
taking it way too far. So I had to stop because I don't want to talk over them. That's the one thing is, and it's not, like I said, it's not just this game. It's nearly every game. Forget fighting games. Other games in general. Granted, like he said, there are some criticisms that they deserve, but it's about how you go about it. Threatening, flooding their pages with all this random hate stuff that I'm not going to say. I see it. I just don't say nothing or make videos about it. I'm like, what is wrong with people? The stuff you be saying about people's families and, you know, hard R and, you know, the gay slurs, all this other stuff. It's like, bro, like, it is not that bad. I understand your frustration, but nothing, I ain't gonna front, nothing is that serious where you're going that far. Let's be real. They were playing a video game. Yes, like I said, it's issues, but come on.
Somehow apologized for the stage controversy and have updated the deluxe edition to give us a bonus stage in the winter, with everyone also getting free Tekken coins or something. Is it a perfect solution? No, but it's something and shows they are at least somewhat receptive to criticism. I mean, if you think about it, looking back at the game's launch, pretty much every major problem we had with the game's balance back then has just been completely fixed. The original 3-button god characters were nerfed, the heat system was basically reworked with how much they changed heat bursts, grabs lost their tracking and a lot of their counter hit properties. Like, the benefits of publicly criticizing
I don't know why
the game
people
goes
complain
without
about the
saying.
heat
If
thing,
it
for the
wasn't
heat
for our
system right
criticism,
now.
Namco wouldn't have done
This
any
video
of it.
was 4 months ago, but people are
It's
still
such a
complaining
huge
about it.
impact.
I don't have an
But
issue.
Most of us are here because
dealing
we
with that.
genuinely love, or at least like the game, despite all of its faults, right? We criticize the game because we love playing it and want it to be the best it can be. Well, honestly, these days, I'm not even sure if that's the case. The negativity regarding the game itself has been absolutely insane. You can't go anywhere, not Twitter, not Reddit, not even my own comment section, without finding people who are just so incredibly angry.
Yes.
I seriously get
angry.
comments every day on
Thank
my
you. That's the
videos
perfect
going
word
like,
for it.
Tekken 8 is the most unskilled, mashiest baby game on the planet. Play a real game. Or this is the worst fighting game ever, by far. And it's like, why are you watching a Tekken video then?
Right. It's like you still here crying
in the comment section. I'd like to think most people who invest time into the game and the game's community don't actually hate the game, right? Listen, we all get tilted. I definitely do. You should see my streams. This is a very stressful game, and I've certainly had days where I felt like I was done with Tekken and just didn't like the game. I'm sure we all have, but this passes, and then we're back to playing the game we have so much fun with. It feels like in recent
I'm sorry,
times,
as a Steve rookie, I'm looking at this Steve player. I'm learning. I'm like, oh, okay. I gotta learn how to do that. I hear what he's saying, but
it's just constant. Everywhere you go,
I love watching Master Steve players.
That you're having
as
fun
someone
with
who's
the game
learning
and enjoy
them.
playing it. It's as if your enjoyment directly impacts them, and they need to make it their mission to stop you from having fun.
Wait, go back, because I think he's making a good point that I say on not just fighting games, but games in general.
Tekken 8, the negativity in the community has amplified like tenfold, to the point where it's honestly become pretty toxic for a lot of people. It's just constant. Everywhere you go, you'll find someone who just cannot stand that you're having fun with the game and enjoy playing it.
Thank you, yes.
It's as if your enjoyment directly impacts them, and they need to make it their mission to stop you from having fun.
I'm supposed to play the way you want me to play.
And honestly, that's pretty normal in competitive games. I'm not going to call out Tekken specifically for that.
No, that's not Tekken's fault right there. And I agree 100%. Not just in Tekken, in any game. I literally had a video talking about how crybabies are in Marvel Rivals. I was playing as Scarlet Witch, dominating. And oh my goodness, not just in game, but when I post a video, the comment section, the excuse me, TikTok when I posted it there, all this other stuff. You know, it's crazy how people want you to stop having fun for their enjoyment. Like, I bought the game for you. It's like, wait, what? It is not my fault you don't know how to handle a certain character. And it's not just, like I said, Marvel Rivals is something recent, but I had this with other situations. You're using a character that takes no skill. Every character takes skill. Some more than others. But it doesn't discredit the fact that every character, this, Marvel Rivals, whatever, you know, you just are mad because you can't figure out how to stop it. Whatever the case may be. You had a bad history with it. And trust me, I've had bad histories with certain characters too. But I don't sit there and dog the dude or lady because they have a character that kicked my butt or that just gave me a bad time. That's the thing. It's like, that's crazy. These people want you to play how they want you to play. If you ain't using a sniper, but you using a shotgun in Call of Duty, you're a trash player that don't know how to play. What? It's a gun like any other gun. Who cares if shotgun is overpowered? First off, that stuff is your opinion. Second, every gun has their ups and downs. But I'm not going to sit here and break that down. But every game, whether it's Call of Duty, Marvel Rivals, other fighting games, if you're not playing, I'll give you an even better example for fighting games. I remember when Injustice 2 was out and Deadshot. Remember when people used to spam do and they'll just sit back and shoot? That is annoying. That was one of the worst characters. I hated that character in Injustice. And I used to be guilty of saying a person has no skill, he's doing this, he's doing that. And then I'm like, well, and then something hit me. I was like, bro, but you're losing to it. Why would he change? First off, why would he stop having fun because you're getting frustrated? No, figure it out. Good players figure it out. And I did, and I never dealt with that issue again. But a lot of people don't want to do that. They don't want to sit there and figure out their mistakes. And I say that all the time with modern controls or certain characters you use Scarlet Witch, you use the Hulk, whoever. Your job is to figure out how to beat it. Or you're just going to keep getting spanked and you're going to keep crying. And nobody's going to care about you crying because I ain't going to front. If you cry to me, if I was using Scarlet Witch, for example, about a certain character, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to hunt you down every time in the game. Because you're weak-minded. And that's what goes on these other things. You're weak-minded, so you want everybody else to play how you want them to play. And the funniest part about all that is, I could play how you want me to play. If I beat you with it, you're going to find something else to complain about. That's the thing. It's a never ending toxic battle with that. That's why I don't go back and forth with people. Like, even in the comments, I don't even respond, because it's like, you're a cry. First, I barely respond to crybabies, but second of all, even if I make good points, you're still are going to complain. If I if I said what character you want me to use, and I use it, and I beat you the same way I did with the character you complained about, you're still going to find something to cry about. It's never ending, because at the end of the day, I want to enjoy the game the way I believe it should, and I want to win. And because both of those ain't happening for you, because either one of those two or it's both of them together. I want you to play how I think the game should be, or I want to win and I'm not winning. It's either one of those or both of them. And if that doesn't happen, you're always going to complain. I'm glad he brought that up, because no. And that goes for anybody else. If you're using someone that you like, don't let anybody else talk down on you. You keep using it. And if they can't figure out how to stop you, that's not your problem. That's theirs.
It honestly seems like Tekken has the most amount of community members who just don't like the game. And I'm not talking about people not liking the game because of Namco's terrible monetization practices and the mistakes they keep making. No, I'm talking about people who just don't like Tekken. They just don't like the core gameplay. This is such a bizarre concept to me. Mainly because unless Harada is sitting in front of you with a gun at all times, you don't have to play this game.
Right, turn it off.
Tekken's an incredibly competitive and stressful game. Sometimes you're just done with it. So take a break. If you're one of these people who just feel the need
That's
to
why
be
I just play multiple
constantly
fighting
negative
games,
about
because when
how
I'm tired of
horrible
something,
the
I
game
go
is
play another
every time
fighting
you see
game
people
until I'm ready to come
discussing
back.
it, then I'm sorry if this seems blunt, but why are you still here?
Right.
Why do you actively engage in the
Bye.
community for a game you supposedly hate? And why are you still playing a game that you hate? Again, I'm not talking about people just criticizing it. We've all criticized the game because we want to see it become better. But a lot of these people don't really have any interest in seeing the game become better. They just want to complain and be negative and toxic. If they were actually interested in productive criticism of a game, then these people wouldn't be sending the kind of nasty comments they do. They wouldn't be fighting on social media constantly, trying to explain to everyone why the game is terrible and ruin everyone's fun.
Maybe making full
Maybe they would
paragraphs.
try and
I ain't
actually
reading that.
engage in,
Go cry
productive
somewhere else.
conversation. Come up with ideas on how the game
Nobody
could
told you
improve,
to turn
stuff
on the
like
game.
that. But no, it's just pure negativity. And if this is you,
And
you
there's too
really
many
hate
games in the
that
world
much,
for you to sit there
why
and
not
cry
go
about
play another
one.
fighting game? There's plenty of them out there. Go play a single player game.
Right.
Trust me, Red Dead Redemption 2 is really good. Or like, go for a walk. It's
Right.
just the concept of hating a game series so much and then spending all of your time playing it.
That's what I
and
did
fighting-
with 2K. I hated the game. I kept complaining. And I was like, I'm still here. I'm still paying $70 for this game. So you know what I did? I've stopped. Will I ever go back to the game? Who knows? Maybe like down the line. Maybe that. I don't know. But for right now, I stopped. Sorry, that's the train. I live by a train track. But yeah, and I was like, okay, I'm sitting here crying, bro. Turn off the game and stop acting like that's the only game you can play. Now, yeah, it's too easy for me. If a game becomes too much, I don't blame the game. I'll blame myself first. I always go to myself first, and I wish people start doing that. Look at yourself first. Am I just having a rough day today? Am I tired? Am I playing this game too much? Like he said, I didn't go for a walk, get some fresh air, so it's messing with my and I could drop a game real quick and go right to another one. That's why I love being diverse with my fighting games. There's so many different things to enjoy. Like I said, single player,
the people on social
Marvel
media is
Rivals,
just
whatever.
So weird to me. I get that for a lot of these people, it's probably just them being tilted in the moment because they had a bad day in ranked or did poorly in a tournament because of a broken character. And if we're being honest, the nature of Tekken definitely amplifies this like tenfold. Every character has hundreds of moves. The most annoying characters have literally hundreds of strings you've never seen before. And it can be very frustrating. Again, this is a stressful and annoying game. And if you really hate that so much, then why not just go play another fighting game?
Right.
Why
It doesn't
force
make
yourself
you
to
weak or
struggle
nothing.
through
It's
this
just
constantly
not for you
and then
right
bring
now.
other people down with your constant
But
complaints?
you being
It's just
toxic,
something
that's
I really
weak.
don't
That's you being
understand.
weak.
Again, the game undoubtedly has a ton of issues, and I'm not telling you to not be vocal. You should be very vocal about these issues. I'm super in favor of that. But it just feels like there's a lot of people who are coming at it from the wrong place. They don't love the game and want it to succeed. They just want to complain for the sake of complaining.
Wow, what a
and
comeback.
have an
Sorry, I was
excuse
watching
for why
that
they
law
keep
battle.
losing. I don't think anything will make people like this happy. We could wake up tomorrow and see that every S tier character has been nerfed, every low tier character has been buffed, the battle pass is gone, and they'll still spend their time talking about how awful the game is. I just can't get over how many people genuinely just seem to hate the game and everything.
And that's the thing I be feeling for these developers sometimes is that I told someone this too. I was like, bro, the stuff that people are crying about, they could fix that. Oh, this character's too strong, so they nerf him. They'll still complain. We're in and it's sad to say, but it's so true. We are in a high level complaining era. They find whatever you can, and then even when you do it right, they can't even give you praise for it. They're like, you should have done that before in the last game. It's like, I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now. Stop focusing on you should have done it before. It's like certain people are like that. That's why you gotta learn just turn it off. That's why, especially in social media, I don't let people who I don't even know sit there and mess up my day. No, if you crying, go sit there and cry. I'm not, no. But I do be feeling for these developers though.
Why keep playing? Are they just that addicted that they can't leave? And do they enjoy being in a state of constant toxicity?
And that's your own personal problem.
Ruin as many people's enjoyment as possible. And
fix your addiction.
This is, of course, a very vocal minority. These people are loud, but they're not nearly as common as the online social media would make you think. Most people who play the game.
Yeah, that's just that I always gotta remember. Social media is not,
they consume content and they criticize
it's a lie.
It when they think there's been a problem. That's completely normal, and I'm the same way. But I do feel like this vocal minority is actually damaging our community. Think about it from the perspective of new players. If you're a fighting game player who's never dabbled in Tekken but has had an interest, and you go online on Reddit or Twitter or whatever, and all you see is people talking about how horrible this game is, how mashy it is, how Tekken 8 ruined the franchise, how it's the worst game ever made, and no one should play it. You're actively hurting the community and stopping it from growing. And anyone who knows about the FGC knows that we need growth. We need to encourage growth as much as we can, not impede it. All this just to say, I think people in the Tekken community need to think about what their intentions are with all this. If you really love the game and are willing to push through anything, and that's why your criticisms are so heated, then you have my utmost respect. And I encourage you to keep going. But if you're constantly complaining about the game, fighting with others, making it your goal to get as many people to hate Tekken as possible, and you don't even like the game yourself,
terrible life you're living.
Why?
Goodness gracious,
why
you're
not
doing
just
that.
Go play another game? Why
right,
put yourself
trying to mess up
that?
everybody else's
It's just
fun.
So much unnecessary stress.
When I first got into Tekken, back into Tekken and playing Steve, someone was like, "Why would you play that game?" I said, "Because I enjoy it." Well, do you? I said, "Bro, I don't have those issues. If I have those issues, maybe I'll come back and give you an answer. But I don't have those issues. I want to learn Steve. I didn't know Steve was one of the hardest characters in the game, and he can be frustrating. But that's for me. It's only frustrating because I haven't gotten comfortable in some things yet. But you see how I blame me? I don't blame the game. But yeah, it's just like he said. There's people that's trying to get you to." If you want, oh my goodness, the one thing I did was I was told a lot was, if you keep playing this game, the company is never going to change. Huh? I am one man. My one man self is not going to make or break the game. It's not going to keep the game the way it is. It's not going to change the game the way it is. I am not God. I don't know why people think you staying on it is the problem. Me having fun, first of all, is the problem. No. Second of all, I'm one man. I am not what's his name? Murata? I forgot his name. The one who runs Tekken. He probably don't know who the heck I am. Anyway, let me move on.
That's just my 2 cents on the issue. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll be down there chatting with you guys as always.
But I'm glad he brought this video up because honestly, I was talking a lot because there was a lot to get out. Because it's not just for this game, but a lot of games. We are in a crybaby era, bro. And there were some crybabies when I was growing up playing video games. It is nowhere near. I think social media elevated it. My goodness, bro. You can't enjoy the game. If I play Marvel Rival, I can't enjoy Scarlet Witch because I just like the character. I just can't. I'm apparently no skills, even though and that's the thing. People are like, I ain't trying to prove it to people why I know I am. I don't need your approval because you don't like a character or whatever game I'm playing, but people are sad out here, bro. It's like y'all take y'all frustrations in life, whatever it is, into a video game trying to mess everybody else's. Nah, stop crying. It's a bunch of crybabies. Get some tissue, wipe the tears off, grow up, and yeah, it's like, my goodness. Like he said, why are you still here? What? I can't stand it. You're still here. Well, yeah, you're still here. I feel that way with certain YouTubers, like when they be crying about it. It's like you're still playing the game. Yeah, but it's because I'm making money. Okay, well, grow another fan base, but make money somewhere else. If it's messing up your mental health, that's what 2K was doing, because I was playing it too much and it was messing me up. Well, I was dealing with stuff outside of the game, but playing 2K didn't help as well. And I was like, nah, let me chill out. And 2K was one of the highest things on my channel. Tens of thousands of views and stuff like that. My highest viewed video is 2K, 100 some thousand views. It ain't worth that. It ain't worth my mental health. You know, it ain't worth me sitting there getting mad it ain't worth me getting mad every time. Anyway, stop crying. Like, grow up. Man, maybe nobody has told you that before. Grow up. It's just not that serious. You know, ain't nothing wrong with critiquing some things. Like he said, on the positive note, it ain't nothing wrong with doing it that way. On some things that are, but sitting up here and trying to mess up everybody else's time, showing these hate messages and on social media, just swamping these companies with stuff that I'm not going to repeat. It's like, bro, you're doing way too much. Anyway, I'll put the original video description below. I'm actually glad I saw this video because it made me talk more than actually watch the video. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'll see you later.